Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Ecolinguist live show. Sorry I'm late a little bit today, but here I am. We're going to start the show. For those of you, I hope you hear me well, because, yeah, let me just pull the chat up. Yes. Cześć, co tam Ecolinguist? Hello, bonjour. Yeah, this should go lower, like here. Yeah, so we're starting. We are back on the Ecolinguist channel, but we've been doing live streams on other channels meanwhile. So the last live stream on this channel was about 4 weeks ago, and after that we did live streams on other channels. Last week we did. This is not the right one. You see, this is me being late and not having everything ready for you guys. Just give me a second. I'm going to show you something really cool. Yes, so this is it. This is this is the live stream we had last week on the Slavic Languages Hub. This is a subdivision of the Ecolinguist channel. We do live streaming there. So if you're interested in Slavic languages and you want to participate in this kind of show, but dedicated to Slavic languages, you're welcome to participate in one of the shows there. I'm doing it every week. I'm streaming on different channel basically. So last week it was the Slavic Languages Hub, and we had a wonderful Upper Sorbian speaker from Germany and Jakub from the Czech Republic. So that was a very interesting episode. If you would like to learn more, check out the Slavic Languages Hub. After that, the week before, we did the Romance Languages Hub, and we were streaming there. We had a Romanian speaker calling us from Mexico, and we were trying to decipher sentences that he prepared for us to try to translate based on the mutual intelligibility phenomenon. So there is that. We had some interesting conversations happening there on the Romance Languages Hub. So check this one out. And 3 weeks ago, I think, or was it 4? Yeah, we had the Germanic languages a live stream. That it was the stream mostly. We were mostly focusing on the Frisian, North Frisian language. Moritz, that you know from one of my videos, my previous videos on the Ecolinguist channel, he called in and we just had a nice discussion about the North Frisian language, and we run some challenges also. So that's been happening all this time that I have not been streaming on the Ecolinguist channel. I was streaming somewhere else. So please do follow those other channels if you're interested in any of the language families that we are focusing on. But today's show is dedicated to all languages. This is the stream that connects all people, no matter what languages you speak. We can improvise a language challenge for that. So you're welcome to call in, and we'll see what's going to happen. So we could do either the mutual intelligibility challenges, as we usually do. We could do Guess the Language channel also. We used to do it here, and it seems like you guys really like it, because the videos, the live streams that I did, the Guess the Language challenges were very popular, and they had very high watch time. Sorry about that. Yeah, watch time. So we might improvise that if you are interested. It really depends on who is going to call today. If you want to participate, though, you have to register. You don't have to register if you registered before, if you participated in other shows on this channel, on the Ecolinguist channel, because if you participated somewhere else, it's a different link that you're going to use for registration for different channels. So every channel has its own registration form. Basically, you just need to fill in the contact form, and you will be emailed a link with the instructions on how to access this software that I'm using for streaming. So you can do that. So you guys probably already know what to do, because you called me before, and so many people actually registered. And I've noticed that lots of people registered, but not all of you had a chance to call. So if you have any troubles connecting, just let me know. You can either drop me a message in the chat here while we are live, or just email me. Okay, if you think that you have an idea for a nice challenge that you would like to run live during the live stream, you can also just email me if you have any troubles connecting. What's important is that after filling in this form, there will be a link that you could potentially click, and it would take you to the instructions, but you don't want to click on it. You want to open it in a new tab, because for some reason, I'm not sure how to fix it, but when you click on that link that appears after you fill in the form, it opens it in this little narrow window where the form is, and the website with instructions doesn't really look readable. So make sure that you just copy that link and paste it into another tab in your browser, or just go to your email and click on the link in the email that you're going to receive after registration, completing the registration. Yes, so we're going to be hanging out here, waiting for people to call, and we're gonna improvise some language challenges. I was thinking about doing the guess the language again, but we will see. We'll see who's going to call. What's important is that before you call in, you do want to let me know what languages you speak in this little window. You're going to see a window that is going to ask you for your name. You will have to type your name, and next to your name, just put your native language. If you can fill in more languages that you speak, you can do that, but this is a small box, so I'm not sure if you are able to fit in all the languages that you speak. So just focus on your native language, so more or less I know what language family you are from, and then we can connect, and you can share more information about your language skills, and we will try to match you with the right challenge. What else? Also, before you call in, you may want to think about what kind of challenge you want to participate in, or maybe you want to run the challenge. Most likely you are going to be running the challenge, because we need people who are going to run the challenges. So think of a word that you'd like to describe. For example, like if you do it in advance, we will be able to jump into the challenge as soon as you call. In the previous shows, I was recommending using the randomwordgenerator.com, which can give you some ideas about words that are good to use for this kind of challenges that we're doing here. It's basically like Pictionary, but with words. So you have to describe a word without revealing that word to other people who don't speak your language, and they have to figure out what you're talking about. So that could be a good tool, random word generator. You could also just Google it in your own language, maybe generator słów in Polish, right, or something like that, or a list of random words in your language. If you Google that, you may get some ideas. Yes, so I see people start calling in. So I will be taking calls in a moment. Just give me a second. But before we move on, you probably you probably already watched it, but if not, there is a new video that came out a couple of days ago. It's a video dedicated to the interlingual language, which is an artificial language, a constructed language that was designed to be easily comprehensible to the speakers of Romance languages. So it's basically a Romance version of the inter-Slavic language, one of the first videos that I did on the Ecolinguist channels that kind of became quite popular on YouTube. So if you haven't seen that, check it out, because it was very fun to make. And Carlos, he speaks interlingua fluently, and it just sounds amazing. So check that one out. And if enough people like it and watch it, we may invite Carlos for a live stream, and maybe you will be able to call in and we can improvise language challenges with the interlingua speaker. So I'd love that to happen here. So let's see what's going to happen. First, you have to watch this video if you haven't watched it yet. Okay, saludos, greetings from Spain. I'm just having a quick look at the messages in the chat. Yes, so Lucas has already watched the interlingua episode, and he says that it was a lot easier to understand than Esperanto, which is interesting, of course, because both of those languages are constructed languages, and they were supposed to be easy to understand. Actually, Esperanto was not made to be easy to understand. The main goal of creating it was the ease of learning it. So that's a bit different point of origin, I'd say, because if you start with that in mind, that you want this language to be easy for people to learn, it's a different thing than creating a language that is supposed to be easy to understand without prior learning. So that's a bit different strategy. Sofa, you say why my country is unavailable to join. What country are you calling from? It should be fine. You should be able to join from anywhere. Do invite Carlos. I'd love that. I'd love to do that. By the way, you can check out Carlos's TikTok and Instagram, because he's very active there. He publishes lots of shorts and TikTok style videos with interlingua. So yeah, you can, if you want to learn more about that, you can check that check his accounts out. Okay. And Dracula Nights with Dan. Salut Norbert. Salut Dan. Salut Dan. So Dan was the Romanian speaker who called us during the live stream on the Romance Languages Hub. So check it out, guys. I don't know, by the way, what do you think about separating those streams into different channels? How do you feel about it? If you could give me any kind of feedback about it, whether in the in the chat, or maybe later in the comment section. That would be interesting to hear from you. Because I also have noticed that lots of people, many of you guys, attend other live streams anyway. So even if you are a speaker of a Romance language, you would attend the Slavic Languages Hub's live stream also. Because those streams are for everybody. So even though we are dedicating our attention to one particular language family, anyone who is interested in this language family is welcome. So even if you're not a native speaker, you are welcome to call, because it's all about just hanging out, talking about languages. If you have something interesting to share about languages that you've learned, maybe you're a linguist and you want to share your research, or maybe you want to share your experience of learning a particular language, you're welcome to call, and just we can talk about that also. These streams are community driven. It's all about just hanging out and spending this time together. And speaking of that, there is Ecolinguist server on Discord that you can check out. This is a good place to hang out for you guys if you want to meet people to practice languages that you're learning, or you just want to do the mutual intelligibility challenges on your own. There are voice chats dedicated to that in our Discord server. Well, I'm just reading the messages in the chat, because you started talking about what I've asked you to do, about you sharing your feedback. Like Ted still says, I think it would be okay if the streams were all on one channel. Okay, I see that. Ikelam says, I think it would be easier to have everything on one channel. If there is something which I am not interested in, it doesn't matter. Okay. And Charto has a different opinion. I like the separation. It gives you more time to focus on a particular sub-branch of the Indo-European languages. And great to separate, very organized. It's better to have a lot of channels. Anyways, your choice. Okay, I see. One other option that I'm considering, and I might be researching that more, maybe I could stream on multiple channels all at once. So I could be streaming on the Ecolinguist channel and the Romance Languages Hub at the same time. I wonder if that would be possible, and if it would make more sense. I will try, and I will look into the technical aspect of that solution. So this way we could stream on the Ecolinguist channel every week, but have shows dedicated to one particular language family, and at the same time I would be able to build up those other hubs for other language families, because I do think it's something I do want to explore, building different channels dedicated to one particular language family. Yeah, we'll see about that. But anyway, so I see there is 2 people waiting on the line. So I'm going to add Katarina first. Let me just check where I need to click. Okay. Okay, so Katarina, you're going to go live right now. Hello.
Hi.
Hi,
Hello.
Katarina. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
That's great. So, Katarina, tell us where are you calling from and what languages do you speak?
I'm
Some technical issues, right? So you might need
I
to mute the live stream if you have it open somewhere in a different tab. Because if you're watching the live stream,
I
can you hear me?
I can hear, but I hear other voices.
Other voices.
I hear other voices. I hear two other persons.
Interesting. Or is it just a feedback loop or something? Maybe you have the
Maybe,
live stream open
maybe.
somewhere else and it's uh, running in the
Wait
background.
one moment. Yeah, it should be better now. So
Okay, okay,
it
that's
should
fine.
be better now. So I'm calling from Germany. I'm from South Germany, Southwest. So I speak German and the Swabian dialect. It's a bit other kind of German.
Mm-hmm.
We speak in the
Yes.
south. We have other words and we have other sentence structures. It's sometimes we use sentence when we do something. We It's like in English we also say that we do something.
You just use the same word like do, you mean? Or
No, no, not exactly. But
uh-huh.
sometimes this, for example, when I say in Swabian, um, I dance, then I say I do dance.
Okay, so how would that be? Like maybe you could say those two sentences first in like standard German and then in Swabian.
Um, for example, it's one sentence. Um, I tu et danza, I tu worka. Ich tanze nicht, ich arbeite. I'm not dancing, I'm working.
Oh, so you say that maybe you have a different tense, verb tense in
Yeah, as we have different verbs for some words like in standard German. For example, in standard German, I when I walk, I say ich gehe. In German, I say I gang.
I-Gang. So you don't even say ich, you just say
Say
I-Gang.
I, like in English, I.
Okay, so that's interesting. So you would say that your dialect is a little bit more. It kept more of the old features. You'd say it's more or it's closer to how German used to sound in the past.
Sometimes, but the problem is we don't speak it that clearly right now. We speak a bit of yes, it's a mixture because our dialect has not a really written form, and it's not really fitting into standard German.
Uh huh.
We have more vocals. We have eight, but we don't use all umlaute. We don't use the ü and we don't use the ö. We
Uh huh.
change it to an e. The ü is an e, and the ö is an e. So
Okay.
so we change it, and we have also changed it in some other things.
Yes, so I think that what we would like to do here is we would like to hear an example of Schwabian German. So maybe you could come up with a word description. You know what kind of challenges we do here, right?
Yes,
More or
yes, yes, I
less.
know.
So I have a Dutch speaker here who also speaks a little bit of German. So maybe he could be part of the challenge. So Katarina, if you could like think of a word that you would like to describe in Schwabian, don't make it like cultural specific. So nothing very particular, just to your culture. Something more universal that anyone could understand. A universal concept. So maybe like using a traditional Schwabian meal or dish is not a good idea
That's
for this kind of
no, that's
challenge.
not a good idea because everyone knows.
Everyone knows, or no, oh yeah. So what's the example then?
There are three meal of two typical meals, and everyone knows that.
So is it kind of sausage or something? Or
No, it's we have our spätzle, so everyone knows, and
okay,
the
yeah.
other one everyone knows also. So that's a bit, but maybe I have something different, maybe an adjective.
Adjective might be hard to
Okay,
guess and to
might be
describe.
hard.
A noun maybe.
Okay,
Maybe
I
something
have
related to the adjective that you think about. So maybe a noun that is kind of related to it. So then you could also just talk
mm,
about this.
no, no, I have also other words.
Okay,
I
good.
have yes, I could use a meal or something like that because we have a very different name for it. So,
But
but for
meals,
others it should
just don't use
but it should
anything
be
specific.
it's easy to guess it because there's the name for it is everywhere here in Europe. I think the same.
Okay, yeah. So don't reveal that word. Just describe
Mm-hmm.
it in the challenge.
Okay.
But before you can start thinking about the description. But I'm going to add Leonardo here. Oh, this is too many of me. Hello,
Hello, guys,
Leonardo.
Hello.
again.
Hi, Leonardo. Welcome back to the show. So I know that you speak Italian and you speak Dutch. Those are your two native languages, basically. You grew up bilingual,
Yeah.
and you speak a little bit of German.
Oh, shoot. Wait, Norbert. May I ask you a favor? I must go and get my phone and make a hotspot because my connection is bad at the moment. So
Okay,
if I
no
make a
worries.
hotspot with my phone, it will be better. See you in a
Okay,
sec.
yeah. So call me back. So uh, meanwhile. Katarina, you can think about the word. You can think about another word because we might do multiple
I
challenges.
have some words.
Okay, that's good. So, what about other languages that you speak?
I speak English, of course, and a bit of Spanish, but I lived once in Madrid and worked in Mallorca, but it's oh god, it's a long time ago, and when you don't speak a language,
Okay, but have you watched my recent video featuring interlingua, the interlingua language?
no, I haven't,
Not yet. Yeah. So,
not yet.
so you may want to have a look at it because it's supposed to be easy to understand for people who speak Romance languages.
Mm-hmm.
So even like if you had exposure to Spanish in the past, that could be helpful. But also
Yes.
just knowing English itself also helps. I think it's just like an interesting experiment that we did. Yes, so there is that.
So
What's your experience? What's your experience, Katarina, with um, Dutch?
We have a Dutch family, but they speak. Normally, we speak
okay.
German, or we speak English. So
Okay.
Okay, so basically I saw that the connection got stable again,
Uh huh.
hopefully, so I decided not to switch to the hotspot, but maybe that would get worse. So let's keep it like this.
No worries, Leonardo. So we can hear you all right for now. It seems pretty stable. So the idea for this challenge is that
Yeah.
Katarina is going to describe a word in Schwabian. Is that the correct pronunciation? Schwabian or Swabian?
In German you would say Schwäbisch,
Yeah.
but it's Swabian. It belongs to the Alemannic dialects.
So Swabian would be an English pronunciation.
Yes.
Swabian. Okay, so let's stick to that. So Leonardo, what's your experience with German dialects? Because I know you've studied a little bit. You studied German a little
I
bit.
studied Hochdeutsch, so basically, I think that the dialects sometimes are okay, understandable. Sometimes it really gets a total mess. But let's see what it gets with the Schwäbisch.
Okay.
Swabian.
Yes.
Swabian,
So Leonardo, what language do you want to use for this challenge? Do you want to use Dutch, or do you think you would be able to maybe use Hochdeutsch?
Aber was findest du besser, Katarina? Auf Deutsch oder auf Niederländisch? Was ist besser für dich?
Also für mich, ich verstehe manche Wörter in Niederländisch, aber nicht alles, weil das einfach für uns zu weit weg. Ich verstehe super gut Schweizerdeutsch, aber nicht.
Okay, so maybe because this is the mutual intelligibility challenge, so I think Leonardo, if you speak Dutch, I think we're going to have like an interesting challenge here.
Okay.
So Katarina, if you don't understand something, you can just improvise and add extra hint for Leonardo to guess the word. Yeah. So whenever you're ready, guys, we can start. I think I just need to.
So,
Legen wir los.
fangen wir an. Das ist etwas, erst tut man das Zeug sammeln, dann kann man es in den Hafen rein tun und kochen. Es gibt, man kann das, meistens tut man Zucker dazu. Man muss auch, wenn man es auf dem Herd hat, auch evelstieren. Sonst geht es an. Wenn es fertig ist, kann man es in ein Gläschen rein tun. Und also man kann es sich aufs Brot tun oder man kann es auch so löffeln, weil ja, ist halt lecker.
Oké, het was, moet ik zeggen, voor mij vrij moeilijk. Maar aan de andere kant, je had iets over iets dat of iets dat gebruikt wordt voor koken of iets dat gekookt wordt. Dat iets gekookt of gebruikt voor koken.
Het is gekocht. Du musst kochen.
Oké. Dus dat is iets dat je... Ja?
Du musst schon kochen. Also man nimmt halt zum Beispiel, das kann ich jetzt nicht sagen, weil das gibt es nicht auf Hochdeutsch, das Wort, aber du nimmst zum Beispiel, kannst Obst nehmen, du kannst Gemüse nehmen, aber meistens macht man es mit Obst und dann tust halt einen Zucker dazu und dann tust das kochen und musst aber immer stieren. Und wenn es fertig ist, kannst du es essen.
Oké, dus ik heb denk ik een paar ideeën, maar ik zal eigenlijk een woord niet tevoorschijn halen in het Nederlands, helaas.
Mhm.
Maar misschien kan ik een beetje, ik bedoel, dat is wat ik nu verstaan heb, een beetje via Slavisch en een beetje via wat jij gezegd hebt, is dus dat, wat ik heb is dat het kookt en dat je dan dat dat typisch is van jullie.
Nein, das geht überall.
Ah, dat is dat heeft iedereen heeft dat.
Das gibt's überall, das hat jeder. Das kann man morgens zum Frühstück essen. Oder halt auch so, man kann es sich aufs Brot drauf machen, entweder mit Butter oder Quark oder was auch immer. Aber du tust vorher kochen und wenn es angekühlt ist, kannst du aufs Brot oder kannst auch so essen.
Oké, dus met brood eten dat gekookt moet worden, maar ik vraag je, ik stel je dan een vraag.
Mhm.
Is dat zoet of zout?
Normal ist süß, aber kannst auch würzig haben.
Oké, dus dat kan allebei zijn.
Aber normal süß.
Maar ja, ik heb het niet zo goed gehoord eigenlijk, maar dus een andere vraag is, wordt het normaal gesproken gekookt in huis of koop je dat al klaar? Dus je moet het koken, maar wordt het al van tevoren gekookt of moet je dat koken als je thuis komt?
Also du kannst selber kochen, selber einmachen oder du kannst auch im Laden fertig kaufen.
Oké, dus dat kan je... Oh, dat stuurt me even weg van mijn idee. Want, maar misschien met... That was quite of a challenge. That was quite of a challenge.
That's surprising, Leonardo. But yeah, so Leonardo, what's your guess then? Before the final reveal, what's your closest guess? Your best shot?
My best shot was jam, but then afterwards she said that you can cook it, you can make it at home, and or you can buy it ready. So I was not really sure about that because jam is usually ready when you buy it.
So is that what is the Dutch word for jam? The Dutch word.
Yeah, shem.
Shem. Okay, so Katarina, what's the answer?
The Swabian word would be ksels.
Ksels, and that's jam
Ksels,
also.
And it is jam or marmalade or confiture, like the European, like you have to call it in Europe.
Ja, dat heb ik dan geraden. I guessed that then.
Yeah, so you got it. You were just maybe, yeah, because Katarina, you gave lots of different hints.
And that last hint threw me a bit off, let's say, from my track.
Yeah. What was the last hint? Because I don't really speak German.
I said you can make it at home, but you can also buy it in a shop. Yes, you can make it at home. You can cook it at home, or you can buy it. So.
Yeah, that's true actually. Yeah. But
yes. So let's see if Magnus was able to understand you guys. So we've got Magnus here
Hello.
joining in.
Hi.
Hello.
Can you guys hear
Hey.
me?
Magnus, yes, welcome back to the show. So just a quick introduction, Magnus. So you are a Danish native speaker.
Yes.
And what other languages do you speak?
I speak a little bit of French and German and Spanish and English, of course.
Yes. So you're German because you were listening to Katarina speaking in Swabian. Did
Yeah,
you
but I
get
had some
anything?
microphone problems and I had to get upstairs, and so I am sorry I did not hear most of it.
Okay, that's fine. So maybe we could improvise another challenge with Swabian. If Katarina, do you have another word that you'd like to describe? Okay, so we can do that. But I see that there's actually more people calling in. I saw another non-native German speaker calling in, but I think they got disconnected. Dan was calling, also a Hungarian speaker. That would be interesting to add him, but I think he got disconnected. By the way, my software that I'm using for streaming has been updated, and now I can have more people, up to 10 guests in one show.
Oh, cool.
So
Cool.
this is great, but this is much harder to navigate and manage. So I'm going to
Yeah.
take it easy, step by step. But yeah, let's start with that maybe. Let's add Dan. Just a second. I'm going
So
to.
it's Dan, the same Dan we had last time in the Romance languages.
I'm not sure. We're going to see in a second. So let me just.
By the way, how are you, Magnus? How's it going?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good. I'm in the US again, so that's
Oh,
why I have not been on Discord for a while.
okay.
Okay, 1 second. I'm just going to switch to a different camera.
I cannot hear you anymore, Norbert. We can't hear you.
Now you can hear me.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So here we've got Dan. Hello, Dan. See ya. Can you hear us?
Hello,
If you hear double sound, you may need to
hello.
turn off
I
the live
can't
stream.
hear you on the live stream, but I have some technical issue.
Yeah, so you have to turn off your live stream that you're watching and just focus on the call. Dan, are you there?
All right, I believe we can manage this.
Okay.
All right, yeah, now it's working. Hi,
Okay.
Norbert.
Hello. Hi. So, Dan, could you introduce yourself to everybody? Where are you calling from and what languages do you speak?
I'm calling from Austria. I'm living here. My mother language is Hungarian. I speak German and English, of course. I studied some Russian and Spanish, but I'm not really good at those languages.
That's great. So if you live in Austria, your German must be very good, I suppose. So how was your understanding of Swabian? Because this is what you're doing right now, the challenge with the Swabian dialect.
Swabian was really interesting because it was kind of similar to Schweizerdeutsch, so Swiss German. And I have a Swiss German member in my family, so it was kind of easy to understand Katarina.
Okay. So I wonder because I thought that we could do the challenge again with the Swabian language, but Maybe Katarina, you could come up with a more difficult word, a more difficult riddle, because since all the guys have some experience with German, we can kind of
Well,
raise the difficulty. Or you
I
guys think that it's
no,
hard enough?
I must say that I had enough of a challenge.
Okay, okay, good. So we can do that then. So we can just do one challenge and see how it goes. You know,
All right. Yeah.
if you're okay with that. So maybe to increase the level of the challenge, you guys could speak German, or I don't know. Magnus, what about you? Like, because can you actually speak German fluently? You feel comfortable, or you would rather use
And
Danish?
German.
You would
But
rather use
I'm really
Danish?
bad at constructing sentences, so maybe.
That would be too stressful. Yeah, to do that. So you can just use your own languages then.
Okay.
You're going to speak Danish, and then you're gonna speak German, of course, because nobody will understand Hungarian otherwise. And Leonardo, you're gonna speak Dutch. So that's going to be interesting. Okay, so in a second, I'm just going to change the screen. Give me a second. We're going to have this. Okay, so that's how we're going to do this. I'm just going to maybe adjust the camera angles a little bit. Leonardo, you could center yourself a little bit better, maybe.
Oh, with the camera maybe.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Is it okay now?
Yes, okay. Good. So if you guys are ready, we can start then. Let's do this.
Okay. Mhm. It's es ist ein Objekt. Es ist ja, man geht theoretisch geht man drin wohnen, aber es ist da ein bisschen klein. Also man kann et drin wohnen, also als Person et. Aber oft haben es Kendler und speziell ja, Mädler haben das oft. Ja, man kann ja, da hat's alles drin. Da hat's Möbel drin, da hat's Lampe, Teppich. Ja, es ist schon Spielzeug, aber ja, es haben auch Ältere, wo das halt sammelt. Aber ja, haben ihr schon eine Idee, was sein geht?
Oké. Dus mijn vraag is: ik heb gehoord dat je erin kan wonen, maar is dat een bewegend object waar je in kan wonen?
Du kannst als Person kannst du et drin wohnen. Aber es können nicht andere Dinge drin wohnen. Theoretisch von so wie es aussieht, der drin wohnen können. Aber du kannst et als Person. Andere Dinge können da drinnen wohnen.
Det
eher
er
et
et objekt. Ja. Det
Ja,
er et objekt.
Yes.
Er det et legetøj? Legetøj?
Spielzeug?
Ja. Spilzeug.
Ja. Kein.
Til børn. Für den Kinder. Ja, okay. Er det et puslespil?
Mm,
Okay, somebody, en anden spørger.
pu- puzzle, like a puzzle. No, it's mm,
Er det stort eller småt? Stor eller
Is hij,
lille?
is hij breed of is hij smal?
Ja,
es kann beides sein. Es kann nicht ganz große sein, es kann aber auch bloß ganz kleine sein.
okay.
Es hat auch,
Så
es hat auch Reim. Es kann
regn.
einer sein, es können auch mehrere sein, es können auch Stockwerke sein. Es ist wie ein Modell. Aber zum Spielen für Kinder.
Okay.
This is a Puppenhaus.
Dus het is inspelletjes voor kinderen.
Es hat auch ein Dach.
Ik denk dat als jij gezegd hebt dat het eigenlijk theoretisch gesproken iets zou kunnen zijn waar een mens in kan wonen, maar dat wordt niet gedaan natuurlijk. Waarschijnlijk omdat hij te klein is, als ik dat goed begrepen heb. Dan heb ik misschien een idee.
Das Objekt hat ein Dach, es hat Weg,
Ja?
es hat ein Plafond,
Ja?
es hat een Boude, es hat, du hast Möbel drinnen, hast Teppich drinnen und dort drinnen wohnen ja, kleine Objekt.
Ja,
meteen
ja,
doen?
ik heb het. Dan heb ik een idee. Ik denk dat de anderen nu ook een idee hebben, pas.
Ja, I'm a little... Jeg er lidt tabt. Men jeg tror, jeg har en idé.
Okay, so I think we've heard lots of different hints so far, right?
Yeah.
So, I figured that Leonardo already has an idea.
Yeah.
Magnus doesn't have a clue, right? And what about
I might...
you? Might have a clue. Okay, Dan, what about you?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Ja.
All right. So I have a guess. Yes.
Okay.
And I believe that
And we didn't hear that one, the last one. So okay,
Yeah.
maybe it's a good idea to present it. Now, let's start
I
with Dan.
think it's a dollhouse.
Dog house. Okay, Leonardo, what's your guess?
Ja. Yeah, sorry. I'm not touching English. My guess also was a dollhouse.
A doll house or dog house? Because I didn't.
Dollhouse.
Okay.
Dollhouse.
Doll house. Okay, and
Okay.
Magnus, what was your guess?
I was a little bit lost, but I heard it was an object. I heard that it was a spilzeug, or so this is legetøj in Danish, and I heard it was for kids. I asked if it was for kids, and but I did not get a clue about the dollhouse. I thought it was a puzzle game.
A puzzle game. Okay, some sort of a toy, right?
Yeah.
You'd say, okay, so Katarina, who was right? Or what was the correct answer?
It is a dollhouse. In German Puppenstube but in Swabian, Doggestube.
Okay.
Great. So Leonardo and Dan got it. Dan, what gave it away for you? What did you understand that made you think of a dollhouse?
I understood that it was an object and it was a playing tool with different stories, and you could live in there, but not actually a person, then someone or something else. And then my first thought was a RV, so a wohnmobil, but later on I guess it
Yeah,
was a dollhouse.
me too. Mine too. Yeah, I also thought it was an RV at the beginning because at start I thought like, okay, you could theoretically live in there, but you usually don't do this. So my connection was my question was then, does it move? Because I thought of an RV, but then when she told me that, well, people could theoretically live in there, but it's too small. And I said, okay, that can't be an RV. And I immediately switched to something smaller. And then Magnus asked if it was for kids. I got that from Danish, and you answered yes. So then I made all the connections there.
Okay. And Magnus, what about you? What did you get? What made you think of the puzzle game?
Like I said before,
The
I understood it was an
jigsaw. I think
object.
it's like this
I
thing
heard
that.
that it was a Spielzeug, a legetøj. I understood that it was for kids. It could be sizes from many different sizes, but I did not catch that it was a house or like a toy house.
Just
Dukkehus på dansk.
oh,
Interesting. So I think that maybe for the next challenge, because it is kind of difficult, what we could do, maybe we could just focus on reading a sentence or trying to translate a sentence, maybe a sentence in Danish and a sentence in Dutch, potentially. So that would be an interesting challenge for everybody. Everybody could participate in that. So if you are okay with that, we can switch places here with. Let me just do this. Yeah, we can just switch places. Magnus and Katarina, you're just gonna switch places, and Katarina, you will be trying to translate a Danish sentence. Katarina, what's your experience with Danish?
Not really.
Not really, because you're from the south.
I had once. I'm from the south. We don't, but we have some things in common. I think for nicht or no, they also say it.
Is that true?
And there's some words, and sometimes it's, but no, we don't have any really in common. So
Okay, so
the
that's
only
going to.
northern language I had contact to was Finnish. I had once a course in university, but
Okay, that's not gonna help you this time.
no.
no, because
Yeah, but
Finnish is different.
yeah.
Yes.
It's closer to Hungarian, actually, of
Yeah.
all languages. But Dan, can you understand anything from Finnish? That's always a question people think
I
about.
can understand a couple of words, but I learned them. So it's not like there is any connection between Finnish and Hungarian because these two languages are too far away from each other. But there are similarities that you can build a kind of system on it. So You can kind of guess the words, but it's not easy at all, even if we are from the same language family.
So maybe when someone is presenting to you the etymology and how the word was created, maybe then you will start realizing, oh yeah, now it makes sense.
Exactly.
But you wouldn't be able to figure it out without prior knowledge of linguistics or history and etymology. Yeah. So I knew that, and it's a common knowledge that Hungarians and Finnish, they cannot really understand each other, but the languages belong to the same language family, so people always think about it because Germanic languages, Slavic languages, it works for them. So we're kind of surprised that it doesn't work in other language families.
Well, sometimes, I mean, it hardly works for some Germanic languages. If we are, for example, talking about Icelandic, for me, it's really hard to understand that.
Yes, so it's really complex. That's why we're running those experiments to find out for ourselves. But for the Danish challenge, now we can have a look at this sentence in Danish, and Magnus, you're going to read this in a second. I'm not sure why you're black and white. Is it me?
I've been trying to fix the colors on my camera, and I just gave up and made it black and white.
Okay. I thought maybe it was me on my side doing something, but
No, I
I
see Magnus black and white too, so it's not your problem.
Okay, good. So the challenge for you guys is to translate the sentence. Okay. So you're going to take some time to write your sentences and then present them, and Magnus is going to tell you if it's correct. So Magnus, you can read the sentence out loud, maybe a couple of times so people can hear how it sounds.
Vi skal mødes og lege sammen. And I've chosen words that have a lot of German, like Deutsch and Dutch context, cognates.
Cognates,
So I think it should be kind of... maybe except for lie, that might be difficult.
Yeah, but I mean, I like making the connection Zander, but nerd is out for me too.
Maybe you can figure it out based on the context, just fill in the gaps so you have a full sentence to present.
The wir?
Magnus, don't reveal the answers yet. So whenever you guys ready, just let us know.
No.
Does zusammen or zusammen has anything to do with the German verb zusammen? All right.
Magnus, you can start thinking about another sentence because people find it very easy, I think.
No, I mean, those two words. Oh, shoot.
Spielen?
Katarina, you can put it in your sentence.
Okay.
And once you present, we will be able to confirm or not, or deny. People in the chat also write their answers.
you put a guess. So.
Oh, okay, so let's present your sentences, guys. I think you're ready. So let's start with Dan.
To be honest, I have not even an idea what skal and oglege
So just tell us what you've
means.
got.
We are doing something together,
Okay,
but what exactly, I have no idea, sadly.
okay, Leonardo, what's your guess?
I actually got that Zam threw me off because I just threw a guess into the first word and then the second word completely threw me off. But my guess was wij zouden spelletjes en something which I didn't get verzamelen. I really didn't manage to fill that gap in, but then I actually samen makes more sense than verzamelen in this case, maybe. Yeah.
So in English, what would be the translation of the Dutch sentence in English?
We should collect we should collect small games and something which I didn't get.
Okay, and Katarina, what's your translation?
My translation was we should meet for playing a game or something like that. Something with a game, because Lege, I remember Lego means in German Spielgut.
Lego, yeah.
Oh,
Is that the word?
Yes.
Okay, so Katarina, could you read that sentence in Swabian or German, whatever you put down?
Ma sollte uns zum Spieletreffer oder Zehmer zum Spieletreffer.
Okay, so Magnus, who's right, and what's the correct translation?
I mean that was totally correct. The last one, we shall meet and play together.
We shall
And
meet
the
and
other
play
two
together. Mm-hmm.
were also very close. But Lege, I think, threw people off, and Mødes also threw people off. And Mødes has a cognate with meat in English. So
yeah, I
maybe
got that now.
With what? With meat? Ah, yeah. With,
So what is møde in Dutch?
Ontmoeten.
Ontmoeten. Okay.
Ontmoeten, yeah, which is quite different.
so Dan, does it make sense now? Can you actually see anything in the Danish sentence that you could identify as a cognate? Dan, are you there?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm here. Well, not really, to be honest. I never studied Dutch. So,
That's a Danish
so,
sentence. That's a Danish.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah, sorry.
I said the wrong. Yeah. Okay. So let's try another one. Let's try another one in Danish. But Magnus, you already put a number there, but maybe you could spell it out, or maybe yeah. Let's do it as it is.
But say it first. I can do that.
But I think they already saw it anyways, so let's just do it as it is. Maybe it's going to be a clue, because this is a universal language, right? The language of maths. So here's the sentence.
But I would like Magnus to read it because sometimes phonetics helps.
Yes. So Magnus, if you could read it a few times, and you guys just put down whatever you think is the best translation of that, and then we can present.
Okay. På landsholdet har vi 11 spillere, som alle kender.
Ah. Ah. Ah.
Dus ik schrijf even mijn zin op. Ik heb misschien een idee.
Can you repeat it, Magnus?
På landsholdet har vi 11 spillere, som alle kender.
This sentence is full with cognates too, right?
Yeah, I think there are, especially with Dutch.
Well, with Dutch.
Okay, so guys, are you close to having your translations finished?
Yeah, actually, wait, Magnus. Am I allowed to make 2 guesses?
You can write two sentences, I think. Yeah. If you think that one of them is going to work. Yeah. Yeah, people in the chat are asking Magnus to read it again.
På landsholdet har vi 11 spillere, som alle kender.
Okay. Ik heb 2 ideeën.
Okay, Dan, what about you? Any ideas?
I have a guess, yeah.
Okay, so let's present it then. Let's start with Dan.
All right, because this will be the first one. I believe our national team has 11 children who are playing, maybe football or something like that.
Okay.
That's my guess.
Okay, good. Leonardo.
So, actually, I completely forgot that Lego meant a game, because I translated that part as the game, and my 2 guesses are a bit strange, because in het land hebben wij 11 spellen van alle soorten, which is a bit strange, which means in the country we have 11 games of all sorts, or in het land hebben wij 11 spellen voor alle kinderen, which means in the land we have around 11 games for children. That kinda really threw me off for kinderen more than everything else. Yeah.
Yeah, kenner is probably not there in Dutch or German.
So let's listen to Katarina's translation.
I think it's I get with the 11 players. I got the hint of football. Then land, I thought okay, could be the national team, and the rest I like Kenda. It's nearly the same like in Swabian.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And I think it means the national team has 11 players that everyone knows.
Yes.
And
That's
in
amazing.
Swabian,
Katarina.
and in Swabian, you would say Nationalmannschaft hat 11 Spieler, die alle kennen.
Kenneth.
Cannot.
Nice.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. So that's
In
yes,
Also wir
Leonardo.
sagen nicht
in
alle, sondern wir
Dutch,
sagen elle.
yeah, in Dutch it would be similar because it would be in the football team. We just use the English word. Hebben wij 11 spelers die iedereen kent?
Kent.
Can't.
So there is a cognate.
Yes.
There is a cognate, but that Kenta threw me off of I think of another cognate in the sentence.
Yeah, it's probably because we have the article at the end of the word in Danish. So kender
Yeah.
is to know.
Okay.
It's like a German canon.
Yeah, kenne in Dutch.
In German, it's canon. Only we say kenner oder kennet.
So there, that was a bit easier. That was a bit easier for you guys to get. But maybe Dan, you could translate that into Hungarian so we can hear the difference.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
A Nemzeti Ligában 11 játékos van, akit mindenki ismer.
Nice. Yeah, so we have the word liga, right? So this is an international word
Yeah.
that you probably would be able to guess from that. So how does it sound to you
say it
guys?
again?
Yeah, again. Done.
Yeah, should I do it again? A Nemzeti Ligában 11 játékos van, akit mindenki ismer.
I have a Turkish friend who says that Hungarian and Turkish are related in some way. Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. We lived together for 200 years, approximately, as we
I didn't
came down
understand anything, but
Hungary.
it's yeah.
So there are some loan words or like or shared words because it's kind of difficult to
Shared
say if
words,
they're
like-
loan words or maybe shared words. That
Exactly, yeah.
yeah, it's like Gümülch, for example, right? That which in Hungarian means fruit, but I think in Turkish it means an apple.
It's possible, but as far as I know, apple is alma in Hungarian, and
it's-
also in Turkish is alma.
Okay, so maybe I'm confusing something. Yes.
Okay.
But for example, X, like the X that you can throw or hit something with it, is the same. So balta.
Yeah, so there's lots of shared words there.
Yeah.
But also there is lots of Slavic words in Hungary, present in Hungarian, and also Hungarian words that are present in other Slavic languages because of cultural exchange happening over centuries.
Absolutely.
So I think it could be possible to formulate sentences in Hungarian that the speakers of Slavic languages could figure out in some ways, like could decipher. I think it would be possible, or the other way around. If we have a Slavic sentence presented to Hungarians, they could maybe figure out the meaning of it just through context. Yeah, so that's an idea for a challenge for sure. It would be a bit different. It would need some adjustments, but I think it's possible to pull it off. So we might think about that. But oops, I did something here. So what I think that what we still have some time for another challenge. So maybe we could do the Dutch one. So if Leonardo could come up with a sentence in Dutch, let me just quickly change your positions like this, and you guys can try to figure out the Dutch sentence. Yes, because I think like as Katarina you said about Swabian that it doesn't really have a standard spelling or writing system, so it's basically looks like regular German, right? So if you were spelling things out, it would be easier to understand. You think?
Um, I I have there are some written. You can write it, but it's not easy to read.
Okay, so
As a not as it's always sometimes for me difficult to read because I have to read and I have to think. Okay, he means that, and then sometimes you speak it in another way than you write it. There's a very famous example. We have
okay, so
a town or something like that. It's completely, if you want to read it in German or in English, you would read a completely another word, but it's not the name of the.
or could you type it maybe in the chat so I could paste
And
it?
we have a town. It's very close where I live, and the name is, when you read it, in German you would read Oven, or in
Okay.
English you would read Owen, but you speak it Aua.
Ow.
Aua.
That's how you spell it, right?
That's how that's how you would speak it, but you would read it. You write it like that, but it's not how you speak it.
Okay, that's a good example. So that's the name of the town. And do you have an example of a longer sentence maybe, or
Wait, it's not. It's as a sentence. It's not that
or a
difficult.
word, or whatever you
I have.
okay, let's.
I think that's easier to read. To read, it's not that difficult sentence.
Okay. So maybe let's let Dan, because Dan lives in Austria. He knows German very well. Let's let him read it as if it was German, like standard German. How would you read that?
Dui grot ish aber auch a ganz a wunderfitzka.
And Katarina,
Dui Gott ist aber auch ein ganz wunderfitziger.
okay, one more time, one more time.
Dui Gott ist aber auch ein ganz wunderfitziger.
Okay, and Magnus, what does it mean?
Your something is upper, upper, our. I
You
have no idea. Wonderful.
um
Something beautiful, maybe, or wonderful.
think with the word wunderfitzig. Think in English, then you get it.
Wonderful.
Separate the word.
Wonder.
Make two words of it. Then you get the meaning. In German, you won't get the meaning.
Wonderfitziger. Something that fits really well.
Fitz got wonderful feet.
Okay. I will help you out.
Yes, yes, please.
Okay. If you separate it and you leave the ending, then you have wonder and fit. You wonder and fit, and it's the same like you're curious or something like that in English. But in German it's neugierig, but we don't say neugierig, we say wonderfitzig. Oder wunderfitzig.
Ah,
Curious. Curious.
Curious. If someone is really curious, if one and one if wanted to know everything. If he's
Okay.
wondering for the world and wants to know how everything is fitting in.
So the whole sentence in English would be
The English it would be the girl is curious, or is really, or a curious girl is someone who is curious. It's
Okay.
it's a girl or a little girl who is yes, curious, something like that. Grot is a Swabian word for a sweet little girl.
Grot.
We it's like it's yes.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Interesting. Okay. So I think now we can move on to the Dutch. To the Dutch challenge. Let me just make sure. So there is a number of sentences here. It's a long sentence. It's almost like a little story. So let me just make sure that you can see it well. I'm going to just make myself smaller.
Okay, so shall I read the sentence?
Yes, please.
Gisteren ben ik niet naar school gegaan omdat ik een project gedaan heb met de universiteit. Het was heel interessant. Well, shall I say it again?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Gisteren ben ik niet naar school gegaan omdat ik een project gedaan heb met de universiteit. Het was heel interessant.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Yeah, me
Okay. Dan also has an idea. What about you, Magnus?
I think I'm getting a lot of it, but I'm having a trouble with gisteren.
Okay, so Magnus, present whatever you know. Like, try to formulate a sentence or just present the translation of that. You can fill in the gaps.
I think it says this. We didn't have the subject in school, but but we had the project. But I had a project about it at university, and it was very interesting.
Okay, what about you, Dan?
I believe that yesterday I wasn't being at school because I did a project with the university and it was pretty interesting, something like that.
So it's a completely different scenario here. So let's see what Katarina has got.
I have the same than Dan. I haven't been to university yesterday. I had a project with the university, and it was very interesting.
Okay,
Oh,
Leonardo,
So-
what's the correct answer?
Katarina and Dan, you got it right. 100%.
100%. Yes.
That was
Good.
perfect. Yeah.
Perfect. But I really liked Magnus's guess. It was also very
Yeah.
interesting because
That's it.
What
was very
what is the
creative.
word, gisteren? What is that?
Gisteren means yesterday, like gestern in German.
Gestern.
Gestern.
Gestern, yeah.
In Swabian.
Gestern, gestig in Swabian. So it's
Yes.
knit.
So I was
It's
completely
like
thrown off
knit.
by that word, and then you mentioned school and university, and I thought that it were two different things, and that's why I kind of thought that maybe it was about a subject in school that you had done a project on in university, and
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that sounds like a real sentence that situation really happened. Is that
Yeah,
right, Leonardo?
This happened to me yesterday. That's exactly a situation which happened. Yeah.
Yes. So it's like everyday language. Okay.
Life. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. That's great. So we're reaching the end of the show. So thank you so much, everybody, for participating. Today's show has been dominated by the Germanic languages, but also we had representation from Hungary, so that's great.
Cool.
And also Leonardo speaks Italian, so that's also
Yeah.
a good combination of different languages, different language families.
Norbert, may I ask you a question?
Yes.
Wouldn't it be just culturally interesting to see if we can find someone who speaks Mandarin and maybe can come into the show?
Well, I'm actually looking for Mandarin speakers for the non-native speakers show. I
Okay,
have a
so
Mandarin speaker who wants to participate, so we could do that as we did
I
with
so
Danish before and
I
Korean.
maybe I can participate because I would like, yeah. I am a non-native
Yeah,
Mandarin speaker.
so we can talk about this. You can talk about
Sure.
this in more detail because it's also a format on the channel, the non-native speakers show, where we have people who reached high level of fluency in a foreign language and then they participate in
Well,
challenges.
actually, my level is okay, but I would like to. It would be interesting to get into a challenge. Yeah.
We can think about that. We can definitely think
Okay.
about that. So I'm going to change the screen now. So thank you everybody who participated. Thank you for hanging out and making this show possible. Next week's stream is going to happen on the Germanic Languages Hub. So you're welcome to join me there. I might be streaming it on both channels at the same time, on the Ecolinguist channel and the Germanic Languages Hub, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work out technically. So we will see. I will definitely be streaming on the Germanic Languages Hub, so you're all welcome to participate there. So thank you everybody. Have a great evening and see you next time.